Welcome to the campfire discussion, campfire story time. Submitted for your approval. Today we're going to tell a story about. Oh, I mic'd myself a little better. Submitted for your approval. Today we're going to tell the story of many years ago. Well, that's not a very good title. The story of the East Coast trip that descended into hell. Is that a good tale? Many years ago, I went on a trip to the East Coast to see an important executive. We're going to call the important executive Larry. We'll just say Larry. But there was an important executive that I had to go out to the East Coast. I went to Philly because I was talking about a potential collaboration. Good. It was a good business decision to go out to the East Coast and check it out and whatnot. And anyway, so I was like, okay, sure. So I went and flew out, and it was really, really cool. Showed me around, got to see all kinds of stuff. Had a cheesesteak, obviously got to see the Rocky Steps and all that stuff. So, that was really cool. And, Philly's it's a cool place. I got some people kind of married into my family are from Philly, and they're great people. And it was awesome. And, while I was there, it was really cool. Just kind of, seeing something very different than my own little bubble in San Diego. It also destroyed my diet. At that point in my life, I was eating really good. And then when I went out there, that went out the fucking window. Every meal I ate was some rich ass thing. But anyway, so this executive said, well, yeah, so, we'll do this, we'll do that, help you film this, help you do that. It was really cool. This guy, Larry, said, okay, but, you're here for a few days. This one day, we're going to go, there's this event that's happening, and you should go because they're going to film it, and it's a big event. It was a boxing event. I said, okay, yeah, that'd be really cool. Go to a match. That's kind of neat. And he said, yeah, they're making a big production out of it, so that's kind of a cool thing to see, and they want my help. So here's a full invitation. Go with us. Okay, cool. And he's like, yeah, it should be good. They're going to pick us up at this date at this time. Okay. So it was in, a day or two later. I didn't realize it was going to be basically a SUV limo picked us up. This is going to take us to this boxing match. Okay, cool. And this Larry guy, he was working with these clients. Basically, they wanted to help develop a show around boxing, or something, kind of reality kind of thing. So I was like, okay. I would definitely love to tag along on that. That would be really cool. So who the fuck is messaging? Oh my god, I gotta mute this. Anyway, sorry, that's annoying. But anyway, so I said yes. So this SUV limo showed up a day. It was a couple days later. SUV limo showed up. I did not expect that. We got in, and it was like, okay, here we are. Wow, sitting really high up in this vehicle. And they said, okay, we're gonna go pick up all the other guests now. Okay. And in this SUV limo thing is this guy in the corner who was the boxing promoter. And he was the one who got the vehicle. And I'm talking, in this thing, there was ice with champagne in it. It was a fully decked out SUV limo thing. It was crazy. And it was fucking nice inside. drinks everywhere, all that stuff. So this boxing promoter guy, big heavy dude, and I will call him Don. You know, I guess that's reminiscent of Don King. It was not Don King, but anyway, we'll say that, you know, Don, the boxing promoter guy. He was like, "Hey, how you doing? Yeah, you know, good stuff. Oh, hey, Larry, I'm really happy you're helping us out with the production. You know, thank you very much. And who's your friend here?" And, you know, they introduced me, and he's like, "Oh, I heard about this guy. All right. You know, very cool guy. You know, I heard about this. You said this guy does YouTube? Yeah, that's the fucking future. I can't believe this. This guy's going to make $1 billion in the next few years. Watch this, you know, watch this guy. This guy is going to be a billionaire before any of us. Just, you know, incredible. Very, very complimentary. And so I thought that was really cool. Very nice guy. Cool to have this Philly boxing promoter in your corner, so to speak. So anyway, so he's like, "We're going to go pick up the other guests. Is that cool with you guys? Pick up a few, you know, make a few stops before the match." Yeah, of course. So we keep driving. We drive down, and this match is in Atlantic City, so we're making the drive all the way down there, which isn't the longest drive, but it's not short either. So we keep driving, and we pull up to this big ass mansion. And the boxing promoter goes, "All right, you know, this guy used to be. This is another one of our guests tonight. You know, he was one of the was a former Jets quarterback. I honestly don't remember his name. We'll say Ricky. You know, famous Jets quarterback. You know, he's retired, whatever. But you know, he's coming tonight. You know, we're really excited to have him. So yeah, we're gonna stop here and he'll ride with us. Is that cool with you guys? Yeah, okay." And he's like, "Okay, well, you know, come on in." Oh, we're going in? Yeah, yeah, we got time. It's hours till the match. So he said to come on in. Okay. So we go in this house. So at this point, I'm in the middle of wherever we are, and I'm about to go into the house of a former Jets quarterback. We'll say Ricky. And, you know, and this guy, Ricky, couldn't be a nicer. He is the epitome of cliche white guy. If you take a photo, you know, like super white, like hair combed to one side, polo shirt, like, "I love mayonnaise sandwiches." You know what I mean? Like the whitest guy you know. Anyway, looked like his name was Whitey Corngood. Anyway, whatever. So this guy said, "Hey, come on in. And so we came in, and we're in his foyer, and he invites us into like his office, basically. And it was this big ass office with all the paraphernalia of his stuff, a bunch of Jets shit. It was cool, you know. It was honestly like, wow, damn, I didn't think I was going to be in quarterback's office. That's kind of neat, I guess. It's not really a dream of mine, but it was kind of an interesting thing. So anyway, so we get in there, and he's like, "Cool, yeah, you guys want drinks or anything?" And, you know, the boxing promoter's like, "Yeah, I'll have a drink. Yeah, you know, thank you very much. I'll have a drink." "Okay, cool. Grab you a drink. What do you want?" Throughout the entire night, I was being offered tons of alcohol, and I really don't drink. So, it was very, like, kind of, you know, most of the times that's okay, but that night it was just like, no, yeah, okay. Sorry, I keep having to repeat myself. So, he's like, "Yeah, okay, hey, we got time. Cigars? You guys want cigars?" "No, I'm good. You know, I don't need one." And the other guys are like, "Hey, sure, hey, fuck it, yeah." And he goes over to this humidor, and it's like, "Hey, this is like, just so you know, like, this is Cuban shit you can't get anywhere else. Like, these are some of the rarest fucking cigars." I mean, he just went on and on and on about what kind of cigars they were. And I guess the other guys knew more about cigars than me. And they were like, "No shit, that's what they are?" Like, they were special. They were like fucking $1,000 cigars. I don't know what the difference is between a regular cigar and that. But apparently, yeah, it was like, "Yeah, check that out." And he's like, "You guys help yourself. I'm going to go, you know, get a drink or whatever." And so he went into the other room. And yeah, boxing promoter guy was like, "Rocco, take a fucking cigar. And I'm like, no, I don't want to do that. Even if you don't fucking smoke it, put a couple in your pocket. These things are worth a fortune. Take a fucking handful of cigars. I'm like, no, I don't have any use for cigars. I'm telling you, you're never gonna find a cigar like this. These are worth a fucking mint. Take the fucking cigars and shove them in your pockets. You know, so just due to pressure, I'm like taking one. And yeah, the other guys are smoking cigars, and they're like, whoa, man, that's like the best cigar I ever had. Holy shit, that's the best. And it's like, yeah, I'm sure these cigars are great. I don't know. I mean, it's not like I'm against. I don't know. I wouldn't be against trying a cigar. I guess I just don't want to. I don't like inhaling shit. But I just, I was not interested at that time. Anyway, so they sat around and just shot the shit for a little bit, cigars and drinks and stuff like that. And then it was like, well, we better get going. Okay. And the quarterback guy was like, well, while you guys are sitting here, I just wanted to tell you, I've been working really hard in here. I see you guys like this office. You're looking at all this stuff. I've been really inspired lately to kind of share my success story with a lot of people. And I've actually been writing a book. It's an inspirational book. It's kind of like how to bring success into your own life and how to, what you put out in the world is what you get back and stuff like that. It's like, okay. And he's like, yeah, so, I've been working on that. I'd really like for you guys to read it. Yeah. Okay. Well, we're going now. Oh, yeah. I'm just saying at some point that'd be kind of cool. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I've been working on that. I got this other project too that's like, and it was like a kind of like a low rent, kind of like Girls Gone Wild thing. And he was like trying to give me DVDs of that. And it was like, no, it's okay. But anyway, so yeah, he just kind of told us about all his projects, and he really just kept talking about this book. And he's like, I really think I can change some lives with this book. And it's like, that's cool. Nice dude. We gotta go. Like, we gotta go to okay, fine. So, we get into the SUV limo thing and we keep driving. We pull up to another mansion, and it's like, oh, are we picking up? Are we picking up more people? Sorry, 1 second. Sorry, I know this is super rude. This is an emergency thing. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, anyway. Okay, so anyway, we get into the SUV. We drive down some more. We go to another mansion. And they said, oh, yeah, well, there's this politician guy that is dying to go to this match. So we're going to pick up that guy. Okay, great. I guess he was like a mayor at some point, maybe. Maybe I got that info completely wrong. I thought he was the mayor at some point. I don't know. But we'll call him Dave. I don't know. So we go in, and this guy comes out. Dave comes out of the house like, hey, what's going on, everybody? Really groovy guy. How you doing, everybody? He's bald and like, hey, what's going on, you guys? How's it going? I don't know what his background was. He was kind of ambiguous in terms of like, his nationality or whatever. I'm not really sure what, but kind of darker bald guy. Really, really just kind, kind of groovy guy. Hey, how's it going, man? How you doing? And then he introduces himself to me. And I'm like, hey, good to see you. And he's like, oh yeah, where do you come from? What do you do? And the other guy's, hey, this guy, he's from YouTube. He's going to make $1 billion. This guy, he's going to be a future billionaire right here. Okay, yeah, no, you said it, not me, but thank you. All right, okay, yeah, good to see you. All right, yeah, let's go. Okay. So he gets in the car and we're driving there, and it's like, yeah, they're talking about the whole match, yeah, this is going to be a good match, a lot of people going and stuff. It's going to be really cool. And, I just see, the real success is, they're talking about like wanting to build an empire, media empire, and just kind of like, trying to build something successful for their future generations and their family and things like that. And he's like, the Jets quarterback guy is like, yeah, because success is not just like money and women. Age 19, I had sex with over, 120 women at least. I'm sure it's even more for this guy, pointing to me, and I'm like, that's not what it's about. It's about, setting something aside for your family. And that's what my book is really about, is it's just, how to put positivity out there so it can reach your children. It can reach your children's children, and blah, 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 blah. Just kept going about his book and like, whatever. And then the boxing manager, the boxing whatever, is like, hey, well, we got time. Let's get some dinner. Hey, what do you think? And they took us to a really nice steakhouse. I had the best steak of my life there. And there were, our waitress was this very beautiful woman. And, she's like, oh, so what brings you all here? And, it brings you to town. And every time, hey, this guy, when we're here, this guy down at the other end, this guy Rocco, yeah, he's a tough guy. You gotta be tough if you're named Rocco. And this guy's gonna be a billionaire. Just watch out for this guy. He's gonna make $1 billion no time. Yeah, okay, all right. I'm all right, thanks. But anyway, so they kept promoting me like that. Anyway, we eat dinner. We go to this boxing match, and it was fun. It really wasn't attended that much. And the boxing promoter was pissed about it, and he was kind of like getting into arguments with people why there weren't that many people there. It was a lot of arguing. Honestly, it was kind of, it was interesting to see, but it was kind of like, he was kind of like upset the whole time, and it was just weird. But anyway, after a couple hours, boxing match to boxing match, it was kind of fun to watch. And then, so the whole time I'm thinking, like, are we going to like do some kind of business thing with them? Or like, maybe that's why we're all meeting together. And the executive, Larry, was like, it's all good. It's good to know people, it's good to just kind of mingle with people, just like I'm doing with you. It's good to know people in case there's a project or something that you want to work on at some point. You can, you'll already know them and you already have that connection. Okay. That's true. Okay. That's a good point. So anyway, the boxing match ends and the boxing promoter is like, all right, yeah, well, that's over. Could have gone better. And then the Jets quarterback guy is like, no, it's all good. It's all good. Dave, the politician, is like, I thought that was great. I had a great time. Okay, cool. And so Larry, the executive, is like, yeah, cool. So what's next? You want to work on something else, or maybe figure out another, something else we can collaborate on, or blah, 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 blah. And the boxing promoter was like, no, come with me. We're going to have a good time tonight. We're going to, you know what? I got you guys. You guys are all with me, VIP, all that stuff. My friend Vinny or whatever, who runs all the strip clubs in Atlantic City, he got us VIP. We're going to go down to the strip club down there. We'll show you guys a good time. Okay. And I'm just thinking, like, are we going to have a conversation? Like, what are we just hanging out at this point? I guess we're just hanging out. Okay. But I'd never been to a strip club in my life. So the whole time I'm just thinking, like, what? I don't know what to expect from this. Okay. So he's like, yeah, that'll be later. We'll go at, like 11 or 12 tonight. That'll be good. We'll have a good time. Okay. So in the meantime, what we did to wait until that was we went over to, we drove back to Dave, the politician's house, just to hang out. And we're just hanging out in his insanely huge mansion where he has like rows of like Harley Davidson motorcycles there, and they're all drinking, and I'm just kind of in the corner like, I don't know why I'm here, but whatever, I'm hanging out, and then the Dave, this politician, walks up to me and he's like, hey man, you mind if I smoke weed? Do you mind if, is that all right with you? You mind if I smoke weed? I don't care, it's your house. Okay, cool. And then he had like this special thing that he smoked out of, just this little whatever, some kind of high-tech looking thing, okay. And we're just in his backyard. We go out into his backyard and we're overlooking. He has this fucking giant pool that has like no edge to it, whatever they call that, the infinity pool or whatever. And, it's just this fucking gorgeous out there. And he kept putting his arm around me and he's like, it's fun, isn't it? Isn't this nice? Isn't this fun? It's fun, isn't it? Yeah, it's fun. And the boxing promoter suddenly fucking takes off. He runs. In the middle of that conversation, he fucking takes off. And it was like, what was that? And I guess later I found out the boxing promoter had like some kind of diarrhea or something. That's not really important to the story, but he came back, like, I don't know what happened. He had the shits or something. Anyway, but yeah, he just kept kind of saying how great it was, everything in this, look at everything, isn't this fun? Isn't this great? You could tell this guy had like earned his millions and was just really enjoying it, and respect, it was kind of cool. But we hung out there for a while. And while we're hanging out at this house, the driver, keep in mind, we're still being driven everywhere and have the whole night by the same guy that driving the SUV limo. It's one dude who drove us to the boxing match, waited through the whole boxing match, and is now like, we paid for you for the night, so take us to this guy's house. Okay. So this guy is just like waiting in his car. And I think he thought, I don't know if he got quite what he bargained for. Or if he thought his night was going to end a little earlier. But anyway, basically, he's just waiting the whole time. We're at this house, and I'm kind of like, that's kind of weird, So we're there a couple hours, and then they're like, hey, you know what? I think the strip club, they're ready for us. Okay. So then we get in the SUV thing, whatever, and we drive all the way to this shady fucking looking strip club. And we get in there, and there's like a whole argument when I get there. The boxing promoter is like, where's Vinny? Vinny's not here. He said we could have VIP. What do you mean you're telling me I can't have VIP? What the hell? What are you talking about? No, they said they could have VIP. They said we'd have VIP. We'd have a VIP, the whole VIP area, and that was and like this Vinny guy that he said hooked us up was not there at all. So it's like the boxing promoter and the Jets quarterback guy are arguing with this bouncer looking guy at a strip club, and they're like, I don't know who these people are. Who are these guys? So they're yelling, and finally the guys are like, all right, well, if they know Vinny, then fuck it. And they let us into this booth, but there was nothing going. It was like a raised thing over the strip club, but there's nothing really fucking happening in it. It was just like, you had a better view, I guess. I don't know what anybody watching this thinks of strip clubs. That is not my fucking thing at all. I just felt like the whole thing is just like, I don't know. That's like not my scene. I don't know. There was just just a scummy atmosphere to the whole thing. And just the fucking people there were low lives. And I'm sure that's not the case at every one of these places, but at this one in Atlantic City, it was. And so we're just sitting in this booth, like, what's going on? Like, We're sitting by ourselves in this booth. There's nothing going on around us at all. And the boxing promoter goes and yells at somebody else, and he's yelling. And the whole boxing promoter the entire time, he's got wads of cash. He's just like handing it out. You know, he's just like, no, make it happen. Yeah, make it happen. You know, and handing people cash. So I'm just sitting there. And then a couple girls come into the room, and it's like, oh, okay, you know, what's going on here? And they brought the guys drinks, and I'm just watching this. I'm not doing anything. I'm just looking at them over there. And the Jets quarterback is getting really friendly with one of these girls. And I'm like, well, didn't we meet his wife when we went to the house? And like, this is kind of weird. And Larry, the executive, was like, oh, he's got like an open marriage. So this doesn't matter. This doesn't matter. Oh, okay. All right. So I'm just watching all this happen. I don't really know. And then I turn this way, and this fucking stripper has like, I don't know what kind of container, but it's for it. I mean, there was like a shot in it, but it was almost like in a fucking test tube, and she had it like down the crotch of her panties, and she got like really close to me, like I was supposed to drink from it, like she was gonna get up on me and drink from it. Like she was like assuming this position, and it was like, what the fuck? I was not ready for that. And the music was so loud, I couldn't even hear what she said, but it was like, she had this fucking thing in her crotch, and she's going, what is she saying? I don't understand what she's saying, and her crotch is like right here, and I'm like, no thanks, no thanks, no thanks. And it was like I told her aliens existed. It was like, she just had this look of like I made her feel so fucking awkward. And so she just kind of like stepped away, and the other guys were like, "Hey, what's going on? What is this? You don't drink, guy? You know, or you know, what is it? You don't want to taste?" And I was like, "No, I don't drink." And the boxing promoter guy looked at me like, this fucking guy is brilliant. And he looks at all the other guys. Isn't this guy fucking smart? That's why this guy's going to make $1 billion before any of us. This guy is so sharp and on top of things all the time. This guy knows what's happening. I respect that so much. This guy is sharp 24/7. That's why this guy, you know, the youth is going to surpass us because he makes $1 billion fucking this way. He's always thinking, this is fucking great. Hey, what else can these girls do for him? You know, and this other like blonde girl comes up and just kind of sits in my lap. But she said something to me just like, hey, legally you have to like keep your hands there, just so you know. And I'm like, yeah, okay. But like, she couldn't do anything. She just sat here. It wasn't a lap dance. She just sat there. And the guy was like, hey, give him a fucking lap dance here. And he's like, he's got cash. And she's like, you can't, legally, you can't do that here. Or something like that. And the whole time I'm like, what is happening? And then, so she goes over to him. He's got cash. And he's like, come over here, come over. And he gives her cash and says something to her. Okay. And all of a sudden, she takes my hand and says, all right, come with me. And I'm like, what the fuck? And she leads me into a back room. There's some back room behind everything, and it's a lot quieter in there. And sits me down in this chair, and she's like, sorry, like, we can only do lap dances. I don't know what it is, but in that area, you couldn't do lap dances just out. I don't understand the rules. I don't. But she took me back into this room and said, sorry, I have to do it here. And she just gets in my lap. So she straddles me and pulls her top off. And then she's like fucking grinding in like it's like she's just right here. And she's fucking grinding up against me. And the whole time I'm like, what? I don't, you know, the whole time I haven't been to a strip club. So this entire time I'm thinking like, what happens back here? Like, is it just this? Is something else going to happen? Do I have to pay for this? Like, what? I don't understand what's happening. And, so the whole time I'm going, what? Okay, what? And she said something like, and she's like, what would she say? She's like, oh, don't be nervous. Your friend is paying for this. He told me to take you back here and stuff. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, and in my head, I'm like, as long as I'm not paying for anything, I don't know what this is. And she keeps going and it's silent for a second, and I just say to her, hey, I have no idea what's going on. I really don't. And she starts laughing. And I'm like, yeah, I'm just tagging along with these guys. I have no clue what's going on. I've never been in anything like this. And she's laughing and she's like, well, those guys told me you invented Nintendo. I invented Nintendo? What? I'm sorry, what? Well, they said you do something with Nintendo, like you make it or something. No, I don't. I really don't. Oh, really? You do? Oh, they said you do. And I'm like, no, I really don't. And I have to reiterate, I have no idea what's going on here. I'm just tagging with these guys. She's like, these guys don't know anything that they're talking about. And I said, yeah, probably not. And she's like, I was hoping you'd know something about Nintendo because me and my boyfriend, we play Mario Kart all the time. And I was like, really? What? Which Mario Kart? Oh, the one on Wii. Oh, dude, that's great. Yeah, that's totally good. And she's like, yeah, I always play as Wario, and he always plays as Koopa or something like that. And I'm like, wow, no kidding. Now she's still topless and in my lap, but she kind of like eases off the like. She's not really grinding me so much anymore. She's just talking. I'm like, oh, that's really cool. She's like, yeah, and she started telling me about how she worked when she's not doing this. She worked at Anchor Blue. And she's like, yeah, and that's when I worked there, like there were a lot of people who play games there, and they got me into it. And so, yeah, I play Mario Kart all the time, and I'm looking for other like fun shit on the Wii. And I'm like, dude, oh yeah, Mario Galaxy was awesome. Like, what the fuck are we talking about? But anyway, so we ended up talking Nintendo. And she's like, okay, well, yeah, I need to go get more money from your. I think your friend still owes me money, so let's go back in there. Okay. And so I walk back to the VIP booth. I walk back to the VIP booth. They're all still there. That guy owed her more cash, I guess. So then he gives her the cash, and then he goes, well, that's it? Like, he's already back here? Yeah. And so he hands her more cash. No, you're not done. You're not done. So they take me back into that room, and it's the same thing over and over again. So how's it working at Anchor Blue? Oh, it's fine. And the whole time, she's fucking grinding, and I have these fake breasts, like, in my face, like, anyway. Don't screen cap that. So, anyway, but it was the same kind of conversation. And she's like, yeah, so they said what you do is closer to like Jackass. So you make Jackass? No, I don't make Nintendo or Jackass. I make stuff that is just, it's like videos kind of making fun of video games and stuff. Oh, that's really cool. That's really awesome. Okay, but that so anyway, whatever. She seemed nice. So anyway, that's it. It was another 20-minute round of that shit. And so I go back into the VIP room. They're all like talking to the girls in there and stuff like that. And the whole time I'm sitting there like, can I just go home? Like, what are we doing? Like this. So anyway, they're there and it just keeps going and everyone is drinking a lot. And I'm just like, I wish I was not here. I'm ready to get out of here and do other stuff. It was just so fucking awkward, Funny story later. But anyway, strip club starts closing. All right, well, place is closing. Okay. So, closing down, everyone is so drunk at this point. Everyone is just fucking sauced at this point, except for me. Everyone is like, oh, okay, hey, let's go to your house and hang out. I mean, fucking like hammered. Everyone's just hammered. And they're all outside, and I'm still inside. Like, I wonder if I should like look on my iPhone for an earlier flight and just get out of here. I don't know what else there's left to do in this town. And the bouncer was like, "Your friends are out there. Go out there." Oh, okay. So I went out, and there is still. It's been like 12 hours at this point of the over the course of the day, but the SUV limo thing is still out there, and the driver is just, you know, just waiting. He's been waiting on us the whole night. But I guess the boxing promoter paid for it. So that's fine. So they're like, hey, where should we go now? Is there anything else? Oh, I don't know. You know, the Jets quarterback, the boxing promoter, the politician guy, they're all kind of arguing over like, yeah, where do we go now? What do we do now? The party's not over. Let's go home. I don't know. Let's go hang out. There's got to be somewhere we can hang out. Let's go. You know, and I'm just sitting there like, just take me home. Just take me home. And I'm looking at the driver with the same look. And we're just both like, no one knows what they want to do. So finally, the Jets quarterback guy was like, well, hey, we got a bunch of stuff at our place. I got a whole, like, I got the whole, like, man cave going. I got a whole, like, rec room done in there. You should come hang out and check that out, and we'll have a few more drinks. Okay, and so we get in the car, and we drive all the way back to his house, and we go to we're back at the Jets quarterback's house. And we get out of the car, and the driver, I mean, it's like 2 something in the morning at this point. And the driver is like, is this your guys' final stop? And they're like, no, you got to give us a ride home back to where we are. You got to give us each a ride home. And the driver is like, with all due respect, like, it's 2 something in the morning. I think it's over now. Like, I got to get back now. What the fuck? You don't got to go back. Why do you have to go? I paid you to stay here. And here's the thing. The next day was Father's Day. And this driver was like, with all due respect, tomorrow's Father's Day, and I have a daughter, and I'd really like to spend it with her. And it's getting late into the wee hours, so I'm not going to offer my services anymore. I'd like you to make your final stop, and I'll go. And this Jets quarterback guy who was so nice the whole day was like, I'll fucking tell you. Don't fucking start with me. Don't fucking raise your voice to me. Sir, I wasn't raising my voice. I want to see my daughter tomorrow. I don't give a fuck. You don't fucking tell me what to do. And sir, I'm not. I'm just letting you know that I can't wait here for you. We're going to go fucking hang out in my big fucking mansion, and you're going to wait fucking here. Don't fucking argue with me. Sir, I'm not arguing. I just can't stay here. I'm going to see my child tomorrow, and it's on Father's Day. But you know what, motherfucker? Don't fucking curse at me. I haven't cursed. I'm going to fucking... You know, you're going to fucking wait here. And the guy said, you know, I'll wait here another half an hour. But after that, you know, I have to give you guys a ride home and call it quits for tonight. I can't do that. You fucking dick. You don't fucking tell. And so anyway, so they all got out of the car. And I'm looking at the driver. And the driver is just like, you know, he said in 30 minutes he's just leaving. And all I can think of is, I think our ride home is about to leave. Like, these guys head into the backyard of this. So we're back at the mansion of this Jets quarterback guy, and he said, "Check it out! I got a trampoline in the background. Check this out." And we go into the backyard of this guy's house, and there's a giant trampoline, and they all just get on it like, look, we're jumping up and down. It's freezing fucking cold outside, but they're, the boxing promoter like, yo, I'm jumping around, look at me. These drunk idiots are just jumping up and down on a trampoline, and I just keep looking out like around the house at the driver, and he just looks like he's gonna leave, and I'm like, oh man, I'm just standing there like, what am I doing? I think I filmed this part. I think I got the camera out and I was just getting weird footage. So I have video probably of this part, but yeah, I might have sank the tape to the bottom of the ocean. I'm not sure. But anyway, so they're like, let's go inside. I got all this stuff. Okay, so we go into the Jets quarterback's like rec room. Like he has a little... it was almost like a basement, but it was all like football stuff, and there was like air hockey, foosball, big screen TV. It was just like a guy hangout kind of thing, whatever. And we're hanging out in there, and it's like, okay, cool. Everyone's just, there's like a weight set, there's like all kinds of stuff, and we're like playing around, the boxing promoter, look how much I can lift, look how much I can lift. And so everyone's kind of playing around, having fun. And the other guy, the quarterback, goes over to the weight machine, and he's like, no, let me lift the weights. No, I was just gonna do it. Like, they get into a fight. The boxing promoter and the quarterback get into a fight over who's going to play with the weight machine. No, I can lift more than you. I can lift more than you. No, fuck you. I can lift more than you. And then they suddenly get in each other's face. Hey, don't fucking mess with my weight set. Okay, I said I can lift fucking more than you, that I fucking can. Don't fucking tell me you can lift more than me. Yo, guy, I can, I can lift more than you any day, any fucking day. Yeah, you want to say that to my fucking face? Yeah, don't fucking mess with my machine. They are like arguing with each other. Yeah, motherfucker. Yeah, you got a lot of boxes in your ring. Yeah, I'd like to see you fucking box. Oh yeah. Well, you know what? Yeah. Maybe I will box you. Punch you upside the head. They are like an inch from each other's face, like fucking, and they are arguing and like pushing each other, and they started to get kind of physical, and it was like, oh shit, like what the fuck is happening? And then in the middle of that argument, I'm just sitting there like, oh my God, like what is happening? Like what do I do? And surely that driver is gone by this point, right? Like it has to be. And then I'm not kidding. In the middle of that argument, there is an old-timey record player in this guy's, man cave or whatever you want to call it. There's an old-timey record player with like the big, like, cone coming out of it. You know what I mean? Like the old-timey with the big horn coming off of them. You know what I'm talking about, right? You know what I mean? The old-timey record player. It starts fucking playing. Yeah, gramophone. It just starts. Over your border. Over here. What the fuck? And it broke up the whole fight. Everyone was like, what was that? What? And the Jets quarterback goes over to him and he's like, the switch isn't even flipped. It's plugged in, but nothing happened. How did it? I still to this day do not know how that turned on. Not one thing was hit. No one was touching it. No one was near it. It started spinning by itself and it broke up the entire fight. Okay. Well, I guess we shouldn't fight. That's really scary. Why did that happen? And of course the quarterback guy was like, well, this is what happens when you put negative energy out into the world, Weird things happen. That's why you got to put positive energy out there. My book talks about that. You got to put the book out there, and that way people know that positivity is the answer. Okay. And he goes, come to my office. Come to my office. We walk over to the office, and he has a rough draft copy that thick. It's just like fucking stapled together, this stack of papers, and he hands it to me. He's like, that's my book. I want you to read it. Yeah, man. I just want you to read it, and I want to know what you think and what could be better, and maybe if it inspires you or just okay, yeah. And just kind of, I want you to, maybe take one home and read about that too, and just kind of like share it with everyone. I really want to get a consensus. Oh yeah, okay. And he's drunk, so he keeps talking and talking and talking and talking about it. And so it's like, okay, well, we better get going. Okay, yeah, everyone should go home now. And the whole time I'm thinking, everyone should go home now. The driver said he was going to leave after half an hour, and we've been here for fucking 3.5 hours. Like, it's fucking almost 5 in the morning at this point. Like, what are we doing? Like, what? So, of course, what happens? They look outside. The driver's gone. That motherfucker, that fucking driver left. I knew he was gonna fucking leave. I knew he was gonna fucking go. That's such fucking bullshit. That motherfucker, he didn't care about us at all. What the fuck? And I'm just like, he told you he was gonna leave after 30 minutes. It was really frustrating being the only sober one in that situation, as you can understand. But the driver fucking bailed. He was tired of it. I don't blame him. So, so they leave, and it's like, yeah, what the fuck? And that boxing promoter guy is like, what the fuck? I'm so, hey, I'm so fucking pissed off. You gotta be fucking kidding me. What the fuck? And it's like, what? And he goes, that motherfucker. I think I had my wallet in that fucking car. And I keep, at least a few grand on me at any given point. That's in the fucking car. And he fucking drove off, that motherfucker. That cocksucker. That, oh, God. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm so fucking mad. What are we gonna fucking do? That's what I want to know. What are we gonna fucking do? I'm fucking furious about this. I'm fucking pissed off. And everyone's getting tired by this point. And the quarterback guy was like, you just needed to go to sleep. Everyone's just gonna, you're all just passing out. Yeah, but I'm fucking mad. I don't know if I can sleep. I don't know. I'm fucking pissed. I gotta be honest. I don't know what the fuck. This guy taking my fucking money? If that guy takes one fucking dollar, I'll wring his fucking neck. I'm not, he's really pissed off. And it's like, oh, okay. So, the quarterback guy is like, just sleep, and everybody, everyone calm down. It's going to be okay. We're all a little aggro. You just get some sleep. Yeah, pretty tired. Larry, the executive that got me there in the first place, is like, okay, all right. I'm pretty tired as well. Okay. And so this quarterback guy was like, all right, we got one extra room in my house, one extra guest room for that. And then anybody else, I've got like a clubhouse in the backyard. It's basically a little house, a little clubhouse that we made for our kids, and they play in there, but you can sleep in there. And I'm like, but I'd rather stay inside the house. And Larry, the executive, is like, I'll take the guest room. See ya. And goes in and slams the door. And it's like, what? Okay. Yeah. Oh, Rocco, you stay in the clubhouse. You stay in the clubhouse. Okay. Well, okay. I'd rather fucking. Okay. All right. And I go out to this clubhouse, and it's this fucking little, like, it's a little, like, small guest thing. It's not even really a house. I mean, it's enclosed, but it's like, it's just full of kids' toys. It's like a little it's like a little enclosed shack for their kids to play with toys in. And there's just like a couch in it. There's a couch and like a little baby bed. Well, the couch was bigger than the fucking bed, so I'm like, I'll just lay on the couch, I guess. But it's like kind of cold in there because I don't know if it's all the way insulated. I don't know what's going on, but I'm just like, I don't even want to go back in the house at this point. So I walked out there, and I'm laying in there, and I remember in that clubhouse there was a sealed thing of cashews, like nuts, and during everything I've just told you, I have not eaten. So I opened that thing of cashews like, you know, I fucking pigged out on this giant thing of cashews. So, and then I'm just like, I'm just gonna fucking, I guess I'm sleeping here and we'll find a way out tomorrow. They're like, yeah. We'll give you a ride tomorrow. You know, they were telling me like, you know, get your ride tomorrow. You know, have someone pick us up tomorrow. Okay. So, I just go in this clubhouse. It's kind of dark in there and I lay on the couch and I'm like, okay, I'll go to sleep. All right. So I go to sleep. And then 20 minutes later, I'm laying there. I hear, what? And I'm looking and I ignore it. I just ignore it. Door opens because there's no fucking lock on it. It's the boxing promoter guy. And he comes in. Hey, Rocco, how you doing? How you doing? And you could tell he's fucked up. Hey, you know, I'm sorry I got so aggressive. I was just not too happy about that driver. That really fucking pisses me off. I can't believe this shit. Yeah? I'm just so mad right now. I'm just not too, you know, not too happy. I'm just, I'm very upset right now. I'm like, oh, okay. Oh, sorry about that. And he goes, I gotta go get that. I gotta go to that car. I gotta get out there. Listen, that guy has thousands of dollars in cash. I mean, I got at least $1,000, if not more, in my wallet, and that's in the fucking car. That guy just drove off with it. Yeah, that sucks, man. I'm really sorry. I had a bag of something too. That's in there. Oh, yeah. And I'm not really sure exactly at that point what. It might have been just weed. It sounded like there might have been more, but it was something drug related. He's like, yeah, you know, a bag of the good shit, and that's in there too. I ain't fucking going down for this. This guy's driving around with my shit. Yeah. Yeah, I ain't happy about it. I'm telling you that right now. Something needs to be done. Yeah. I'm just too fucked up to drive. I don't know what to do. I'm just I'm too fucked up to drive. I don't know what to do. Yeah. Yeah. You don't drink though. And as he's saying it, I'm thinking to myself, oh shit, this guy's about to ask me to drive him to the, yeah. And he starts to unfold the plan. Yeah, I want to, what? You drive me down to where this guy keeps his cars. I'm going to break into the fucking car and get my shit back. This guy took my shit. I don't give a fuck. We're going to break in and get my fucking shit back. So all you got to do is drive me down there. You ain't got to even do nothing. You don't have to do anything. And the whole time I'm thinking, how do I get out of this? Oh my God, how do I get out of this? How do I get out of this? And the best excuse I could come up with in my head was, and I don't even know if this is true. You guys tell me. I don't know the laws. I was going to tell him I have a California driver's license and I cannot drive in Philly or wherever we were at that point. So I actually couldn't. It was against the law and I didn't want to do that. Is that true? Kate, do you have, you can drive in a state you don't have a license for that state, right? That's not how it works. Okay. But that's what I was about to say. So in my head, I'm like, yeah, I can't, you know. So he's like, yeah, you're going to drive me down. I'm going to break into that fucking place. I'm going to do it. And I go, yeah, well, the thing is, and before I even say it, this boxing promoter goes, oh, I know. You have a California driver's license and you don't want to be driving around in Philly. Yeah, I don't blame you. Yeah, I'm putting you in a position. Yeah, I don't want to. It's like he read my fucking mind in that moment. He just said all that on his own. I was about to say that word for word. And he goes, nah, you got a license from out of state. You don't want that. Yeah, I'm dragging you into my own. I shouldn't be doing that. It ain't right. It ain't right. Dragging you into my shit. You're right. You know, you don't want to get in trouble for that. Last thing you need is a DUI, or not a DUI, but, you know, some kind of infraction like that. You know, you're going to be a Silicon Valley billionaire. You don't need that on your record. I'm not going to do that to you. I'm not going to do that to you. If I was responsible for your future, you know, being messed up, I couldn't live with myself. You know, you are the future. You know, you know what you're doing is great. So don't worry about it. I'm like, thank you. Honestly, thank you very much. I appreciate that. This is the boxing promoter saying all that. And he goes, but I still got to get my shit back. Fuck it. I'll do it myself later. And this guy fucking limps out. I mean, he can barely fucking, I mean, he's like falling over, fucking drunk, staggers out of this clubhouse. And I'm like, there is no way that guy's getting in a car, right? Like that, like this cannot be. Sure enough, he took the keys of the Jets quarterback guy's car and I hear this guy take fucking half an hour to get out of the driveway. Like, it's just I mean, I couldn't fucking sleep because the whole time I'm like, this guy is behind the wheel of a car. What the fuck? So I'm by myself in this clubhouse, and I have a blanket over me, and I'm just like, I hope I wake up and I'm not here. I hope I just wake up and I'm somewhere else. Somehow, I fall asleep. I did. You know, only for a few hours, I guess. I mean, not very long. You know, I'm half asleep. You know, daylight's coming in. I'm still half asleep. I'm kind of in that state between asleep and awake. And then and I'm like, oh God, what the fuck? What is that? You know, it's almost just slightly daylight at this point. I mean, door opens because, again, there's no lock. And it's that boxing promoter. How you doing? I'm back. I got some good shit. I'm so tired, but I got some good shit. I got the shit. And I'm like, oh God, did he break into the thing? Did he do it? And he goes, I got some shit. I got some shit for you. And I'm like, what does he have for me? Oh my God. And he goes, yeah, you like McGriddles? Yeah? Yeah, well, I don't know if you like bacon or sausage, but, and he made it, he went to McDonald's. And so he hands me a McGriddle. And then on the little kiddie bed on the other side of the room, he falls asleep. He just, he plops down asleep. And I did not eat it. I set it there and just closed my eyes again. Fell asleep because at this point it's like 6:37 in the morning. I don't know. I fall asleep another couple hours. And then, oh God. Now what? It's like every couple hours, some fucking knocking happens. Oh God, what is it now? What is it now? What the fuck is this? Maybe if I just lay there, it'll... And I'm like, oh no, is this police? And I get up, and I go to the door, and I open it, and it's a little kid. Like a little blonde kid just staring at me. I'm like, Hi. And he goes, breakfast is ready. Oh, okay. So I follow him to the main house. Larry, the executive, and the quarterback guy are at this table with the quarterback's wife and kids, and they got a fucking breakfast spread all on the table. I'm talking bacon, sausage, eggs, big plate of toast. They had like some fucking like pound cake thing or whatever. Coffee, juice, milk, you name it. The biggest fucking breakfast that's on the table. And it was like, whoa. And the wife of this quarterback was like, yeah, I heard you guys had a crazy night. Well, hey, don't worry about that. Eat up. You're going to feel a lot better. You know, this'll, you know, good booze mop, you know, cure that hangover of yours. And I'm like, yeah, I'll cure that hangover. All right. But it was such a good breakfast. It was delicious. And Larry was like, yeah, I slept great. You know, slept in the guest room. And I'm like, fuck you. You got to be kidding me. Oh, man. But anyway, he slept great apparently. But so anyway, so I'm sitting at this table. I'm eating a good ass breakfast. After like 20 minutes, the boxing promoter guy lumbers in from the clubhouse and comes in and is just like, oh, I didn't know there'd be breakfast. Oh, I had McDonald's. And they were like, oh, but still come down, you know, sit down and talk. And it was like, yeah, that was crazy night. Yeah, good night. Okay. And I'm like, man, these guys must not remember anything. They were so drunk. It's like they never fought. It was like they never fought. It was like they, you know, it was like everything was just reset back to normal. I think Dave, the politician, had left at that point. I don't think he's here anymore. Sorry. But anyway, so we're just sitting at the table, and the quarterback guy is like, yeah, it was a good night. Rocco, did you look over that book? And so I think to myself, well, oh, so he remembers that. He remembers talking to me about that and giving it to me, but no, I still had it. And in fact, it was there on the table still from the night before. And it was like, no, I didn't really have a chance to look at it. He was like, you know, I really think it's all about what you put out into the world. And I know that there's so much you can learn from it and just get out of it. And so I'd really like you to take that home. And what we're going to do is we're going to have you read it. We're going to have your friends read it. And just give me all the rich kind of feedback. Because you're really astute. You know, you're in media and you're so like, you know, you're young and you're sharp, and you can give me the feedback I need to really complete the book. And so you're gonna take that with you, and then we'll just kind of correspond and you know, talk about it. Okay. If you could put your email, write your email down on a paper, and I'll email you, and we'll kind of talk about it. Okay. So he hands me a piece of paper and a pencil, and I wrote the most fucking fake email. It was like R3111111222222xxl@yahoo.com. I mean, it was just completely fucking. I mean, I did not want to receive a single email from them, so I put that there. Okay, cool. Well, we'll keep in touch. Okay, great. And you know, he's like, so, my wife, this is the quarterback. He's like, my wife is going to give you guys a ride back. And then I understand, Rocco, you're flying out tonight. So that's cool. You know, let me know what you think of the book. And, yeah, my wife, you know, she has a van, so she'll give you all a ride back. And it's like, okay, cool. Well, that's good. And get back. That's great. Thank you. And so he's like, everyone get your stuff and we'll go. Okay. So, everyone's kind of collecting their things and packing up. The boxing promoter tells me, hey, I just got a call from the car place. They got my stuff. Everything's fine. They actually, someone came over and brought all my stuff. Okay. Yeah, that's great. He's like, there's still some stuff missing. So I'm going to go over there and get some of it. Okay. And we're all kind of getting into the car. And everyone's loading their stuff up, and I'm in the house by myself, and I have this rough draft of a book. And I'm like, I don't want this on me. I just don't want to keep this here. So I went into his, where did I leave it? I went to on the kitchen table. I I set it there on the table and I put a plate over it. That's what I did. I hit, because I wanted to hide it, as if like through the course of the day it got hidden and I just forgot it. That way I don't have to be like, I don't have to like, I don't have it with me, like I don't want to correspond with this guy. I don't want anything to do with this weekend at all. So I hid it under a plate, and then it was like, time to go. Okay, so we all piled into the van. It was like, okay, great. Yeah. And the boxing promoter guy was like, yeah, my buddy, okay, my buddy's at the car place. He searched the car. He got my cash back, and he got the, the special package. He got my special bag. He got that too. So we're all good. Okay. Oh, well, everything worked out the way it was supposed to. Okay, great. All right, well, take care, everybody. And the quarterback guy is like, yeah, my wife is going to drive you. I'm going to stay behind. And, it'll be all, so this is farewell from me. But take care. And it's like, good. And I'm in my head, I'm just thinking like, thank God I'm going home. And he goes, all right, take care, everybody. All right, see ya. And we're putting on our seatbelts. We're all, the quarterback guy has gone back in the house, and I'm buckling all my stuff. And Larry, the executive, is like, I promise not every night with me is like that. That was a crazy fucking night. It was like, yeah, it was, man. And in my head, I'm just like, this will be a great story later, but I want to get the fuck out of here. Jesus, but whatever. In retrospect, fun story. It was a lot of fun. And he's like, yeah, here we go. All right, well, let's head back, and then we'll go home and get you to the airport. Okay. And then I hear, wait! And that fucking quarterback guy comes out of his house, and he's got the rough copy of the book. And he goes, I can't help but notice you left this in the house. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't. Yeah, I must not have seen it. Yeah. It was under some plates. Someone set plates on it. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that's weird. Yeah. I mean, I really need you to read this. Oh, okay. I'm going to be emailing you every day and trying to get some feedback on this. Okay. So this is one of very few copies, and I really need to hear back from you on it. Okay. And he hands me this book, and I'm like, oh, thanks. Yeah. Be sure to, just let me know as soon, what you think. Oh, okay, yeah, I will. All right, take care. All right. And he's just staring at me like, you gonna read it now? Yeah? Yeah. Okay. And we drove away, and I'm just holding the stack of papers like, what the fuck? It's got like syrup on it at this point because I put the fucking pancake plate on it. Anyway, so we're driving away, and okay, And we went back home, and that was that. And I got back to Larry's place, and he was like, well, interesting night, huh? And he got me and he's like, all right, let's go to the airport. I'll take you to the airport. Okay. And I got to the airport right at 6 p.m. or right at, it's like right at 4 p.m., whatever time it was. I had a 6 p.m. flight. And he got me there. And in the chaos of that night, I didn't realize it was a 6 a.m. flight. So I missed my flight by 12 hours. So I was stuck in the airport with nothing to do. We're waiting for a later flight, and it was fucking stupid. And I flipped through that guy's book and threw it away in the airport trash can. So that's the end of the story. I hope it was good. I know it was kind of a weird story, but that's kind of what it was all about. If you search through, some landfills, you might be able to find the remnants of the book. But, that's something that happened to me. It was a very interesting weekend. One I'll never forget, but thank God I'm not there anymore. So that's been story time with me. I hope you enjoyed it. Some of it, some things were changed to protect the innocent, and some things, might be bullshit. Who knows? But thank you very much for listening. This has been Story Time with Rocco and the tale of the East Coast trip that whatever the fuck. Good night.
Mucho gusto, ¿cómo se llama? Nice to meet you.